Welcome to Anaadi, Conversations about Wisdom. In today's episode, we are going to have a conversation with none other than Shruti Eswaran, who is a Bach Flower Therapist. Now, what is a Bach Flower? It's a natural flower-based therapy which is used for the emotional well-being. So now let's hear from her what are these magical effects of a Bach Flower therapy. So here we have today Shruti Eswaran, Bach Flower Therapist. It's a modality which is really very interesting because something as natural and very close to nature that can genuinely heal you. So personally, it has really worked for me, and I want Shruti to explain the whole modality, explain the whole journey with it. So let's have Shruti here with us. So first question to you, Shruti, is it a Bach Flower therapy or a Bach Flower therapy?
Hi Gauri, nice to be here and talk about something I really love and have been doing for the past 6 years. It is Bach Flower Therapy. Dr. Edward Bach was born in London, and that is how the Britishers refer to it as Bach Flower Therapy. People do call it Bach Flower Therapy, but Bach Flower Therapy is the correct pronunciation.
Oh, lovely. So here we start with understanding how it is. Can you explain us what exactly it is? What is the philosophy behind it? What is the anatomy of the whole modality?
So, Bach Flower Therapy, according to me, is probably the only modality that I know of which relies on your emotional wellness, and your emotions and your mental state directly affect your physical body. It is something that is not known, but every emotion that a human feels in his lifetime, especially if it is a negative emotion, it is definitely going to play out in your life in a physical way, including the slightest pain that you experience on your body can be linked to an unresolved emotion.
Okay.
And Bach Flower Therapy helps you heal these unresolved emotions, thereby in ensuring that you're in optimal physical health.
So this is how is it different from a homeopathy?
Homeopathy works on like cures like. That is the fundamental this. In Bach, there is no negative. It's only positive, energetic vibrations of nature that heal the emotion. So what they do is they activate your body intelligence and your internal healing system, which help you heal. They push out the negative emotions.
Okay.
That is what Bach Flower does. In homeopathy, it's a very vast subject. But in Bach, there are only 38 flowers which cover every emotion a human being can feel in his lifetime from birth to death.
Oh.
And it is 38 flowers, but 2.9 million combinations are possible to
From
cover
a
gamut of whatever situation, emotion a human being can feel in his lifetime.
So how safe it is? Like, because I mean, of course, it's from the nature, so we understand that it's the most purest form. But who can take it? How safe it is? What is the usage? Like a spectrum of usage with Bach Flower.
Okay. So Bach Flower can be used by anyone or anything with a soul, which is a human, an animal, a plant. Absolutely anybody can take it. It complements any modality that you are already taking. We never ask people to stop any medication or anything. It complements allopathy, Ayurveda, Unani, homeopathy. You can take Bach Flower with any other medicine that you are taking. There are no restrictions. It is absolutely safe even for infants and pregnant mothers. It is absolutely safe to be taken by anybody. Only thing is, there is a preservative of mild alcohol, which if you choose not to absolutely use in your life, you can put it in warm water or use it as pulse points, or just spray around in your environment, and the impact will be similar, if not same.
Oh, a child who has, let's say, for an example, a 1 month old, and will it, we can just apply around him and he will inhale that? This is how it works?
No, so these are energy vibrations. How are the Bach Flower Remedies made? From all the natural flowers and all that grow in the countryside, the flower is taken, kept, flower, the twigs and the leaves, it's kept in a bowl in spring water. All of this is kept for 3 or 4 hours. The direct sunlight falls on it, the flowers, twigs, leaves are removed, and the water is bottled. So it is an energetic imprint of the flower which is captured in a bottle, which becomes the remedy for a particular emotion or an unresolved issue in your life.
So to understand this better, when we say that it works very well on animals, pets, it also works very well on the kids and adults, or for the matter any age group. And how beautifully you said that anyone who has a soul can use it. I just have this one question. How do you know how whether I want to start or whether I don't want to start, or when I want to stop? How is it working on me? How do we know that?
Okay, so with Bach Flower Remedies, one thing is, because it is absolutely nature, we wait for the human free will. We always ask them, do you want to heal? Because we cannot take responsibility for anybody except ourselves.
Absolutely.
But going ahead, usually I have seen that it's only people who are ready to heal, to work on their unresolved issues, or want to bring about behavioral changes, or do come to us, approach us and take the remedies. Yes, how they work is they re-establish the mind-body connect, which we in the process of evolution have lost. We have stopped listening to our bodies, to our inner selves. There was a point in time when we were young where the sunrise to sunset was a philosophy that our grandparents adopted.
Yes.
Eat once the sun has risen and stop eating once the sunrise and sunsets. So here what we do is, it's absolutely nature and we rely totally on free will, unless if it's a non-verbal, if it's a pet or an infant who cannot express how he or she feels, yes, we still need a buy-in from somebody. We cannot take responsibility for somebody else's healing, because you have to be so tuned in to notice the subtle shifts that the remedies bring about. You start realizing that instead of reacting, you have started responding to situations, events. People who used to trigger you do not. You suddenly wonder, this person used to irritate me, now it doesn't make a difference. That is how the remedies work. So unless you are a little tuned in to energy healing, it will be difficult. But yes, on the other hand, I'd also like to state that there are other people who will come and tell you, what is it that you're doing? You're looking different. There is a glow. You see fine lines from a person's forehead disappearing. They're not as impatient as they were before. They're not as anxious. They're able to handle situations better. That is how the remedies work.
Yeah, in my personal experience, when I went through a life-changing movement, it has really worked well, because something that for me to understand that I was suppressing, to come to a level to find a new way of living, this has really helped. So yes, I do see that journey, but the reason why I asked you is, how do people who can't communicate will know that I should take it, which is with the kids or a pets?
There's something called telepathic animal communication, through which we have come to know that pets are more evolved than us humans. It is language that has messed up our lives. It is the non-verbal cues that have really helped. So you'll be surprised to know that I have treated about 3 horses, but mainly I have treated dogs and cats, and they even know the names of the remedies that they need.
Wow.
They are a very evolved species. They know, they are able to express, but most of the times, from whatever I have read and understood, a pet comes into your life to help you with a part of your journey. So they tend to take on the emotions of their caregivers or the parents. So often when a pet comes to us with aches and pains or discomfort or even cancer to a very large extent, we know that they are trying to take on for their parents and help them make their journey easier. So the remedies often for the pet parent and the pet are similar to a very large extent.
So basically, in this, what I understand is when there is a pet parent or there is an infant or there is a child, the remedy should, the how much ever the remedy that part requires, it's also the caregiver or a person who's next to it, like which is a parent or a pet parent or whoever that is, also needs it.
Yes, but the biggest
So then it's something you can't heal them alone. It's you heal together.
Yeah. So what happens is, what we do at times like this is, there is a lot of resistance in elder humans to accept that they need healing, because one is the stigma attached to it. And we as humans are not trained to accept that I need help or I have a fault that I need to change. So that is why we have seen that when we do suggest to the parent that you also need the remedy, they say, okay, I'll talk about myself later. First you get the child or the pet worked out. But yes, slowly I have realized post-COVID, people are more open to alternate therapies. They are willing to try, because COVID was a big example for us in grief.
Yes.
Which is one of the primary emotion, grief or trauma, that every human being goes through at some point in their life. It's as simple as childbirth. Childbirth is traumatic for the child as well as the mother. The child is coming out from a safe cocoon into the wild world and has to learn how to survive on his own.
Yes.
And a mother who has held the child in her womb for 9 months is also experiencing a vacuum.
Yes.
So it is a huge period of adjustment as well as trauma. And we have seen wonderful results of mothers who've had excellent delivery experiences when they have been on the remedies. The childbirth has been easier, the child is calmer, the trauma is lesser, pain is lesser.
So how it works in a childbirth, so it also works in transition.
Yes.
So getting, like, we have so many autoimmune diseases where you or for that matter life-changing diseases. Does it work there as well?
Bach Flower Remedies do work because we need to get to the root cause of this disease. Usually any autoimmune condition stems from a human being who self-sabotages himself the most. You become your own enemy. You don't like what you see in the mirror. You don't love yourself. When you don't love yourself, nobody else can love you. Because you don't think you're worth it. I don't deserve it. I am a burden on the planet. We are all born with a very high frequency of unconditional love.
Yes.
And each one of us who is born with a purpose, a mission to share our gifts with the world. It is each individual, when we come together, does the whole consciousness form. And it's only when you're ready will you come across these life-changing moments. Because with Bach Flower Remedies, what they do is they elevate you, they change your frequency. So a lot of people a lot of situations will just fall out of the way effortlessly if it is not contributing to your path and evolution in this lifetime. So you have to be willing to let go.
Yes. So let go is accepting that I want to let go, and then also accepting the process of letting go plays a very important role in this.
Yes. And I also keep telling everybody, healing is a very dirty job. Because
Yes.
you're going to bring out within our bodies. For example, if you're 40 years old, there is 40 years of trash inside.
Yes.
It could be in the form of what somebody tells you, something that has hurt you, something that you remember you just cannot forget. I had one client who told me 36 years ago at a wedding, my husband's sister told me this. She was wearing this sari, she came at this time, she left at this time, and after that I have not seen her face ever again. But the same client, I asked her, what did you do yesterday evening for dinner? She didn't know. But she has stored that memory.
Yes.
So we all tend to hold on to things that do not go our way,
Yes.
and often we find it difficult to let go. So yes, your willingness to heal and deal with what comes up, because this is a modality that works in layers. We start with what you are feeling right now. You're angry right now, I will deal with that. I will obviously ask you who made you angry, what made you angry. I will deal with that. But that anger could be stemming from past sadness, past bitterness, past resentments. We will get to it layer by layer. It is like the peeling of an onion. It's only when we get to the root will we know what is the actual cause of your
So it
issues.
works a lot on the symptoms that you're dealing with emotionally right now.
Yes.
And that is a process, like you said, dirty process, that we have to be willing to face it, to go to that root cause, to actually heal from, and to find a closure or a freedom from.
Yes. And thereby regain your physical health. So human beings were never born to be sick. Sickness is just a course correction to bring you back on path and tune in and listen to what your body is trying to tell you. What we do as humans is we ignore everything till it is unbearable. Whether it's pain, whether it's an ailment, whether it's anything. I will say, okay, till your body says you will not move now.
Yes.
It's only there. But our body has been giving us subtle signals right from the beginning. Your feet are paining. You're like, okay, I'll put my feet in hot water, but tomorrow I have to finish this.
Absolutely.
We are not willing to slow down. We are not willing to tune in. Disease is what gets formed in what is referred to in yoga as the Manomaya Kosha. It is external. It does send you signals before it comes into your physical body. But yes, you need to tune in. So what Bach Remedies do is re-establish your mind-body connect. And when you start tuning in and healing your layers, you will see that the joy and abundance that you so need is all available to you very easily.
Yeah, I mean, somebody like me who never realized that rest was important, to stop was important, to come to a level which says that, you know what, today my feet are hurting, I don't want to go to the gym and just rest it out, or I don't want to do a particular task and take a day off because my mind is full. To understand where to stop has been a journey.
Yes.
So, and yes, it took out a lot in that whole process, but I'm so happy to have that connection today where, you know, that remedies have given me to a level saying ki, okay, now I need to rest,
Yeah.
I need to pause and realign myself.
That's exactly what they do. Including my own life, I kept pushing myself in the corporate world. if I may say so now publicly, only for the money. But when I realized that my body was protesting, is when I realized that I need to do something about it now. I was going through a lot of physical pain, going through issues at home, all my relationships were haywire. And that's when Bach came into my life. And yes, it has changed me for the better. Even also the good part is it brings like-minded people closer to you. You will only attract what you are experiencing on the inside. So sometimes if you feel that why am I meeting so many people who are angry, check within yourself, because your external world is just a reflection of what you're going through within.
How lovely.